So it is 7:30, and first of all, I'd just like to say, obviously, welcome to everybody. I'm Karen Hadler, www.stampingbees.co.nz, an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. I would like to just say I am thinking of everybody out there. Hi, Michelle. Thank you so much for joining me. It is so scary, the times at the moment, and it really has affected us all. My son, well, all of us, we live in a different sort of situation. We have a big house that is like two houses sort of joined in the middle, and my daughter, her husband, my two granddaughters, step-granddaughter and granddaughter, they live down one end, and we live down the other with my 13-year-old boy. And we've all decided to basically self-isolate. Caitlin's actually about 19 weeks pregnant, so we need to really be safe where she's concerned. And obviously Elliot, he catches the bus and he's had a cold. So we've just decided the best thing is to stay at home, and lots to do, lots of craft stuff to do. I've got so much stuff to play with that I am sure that I can easily fill the time in. So that is not an issue. But I am, scared for everybody. My husband's actually a doctor, and I get to hear firsthand what's happening, and it is a bit scary at times, but am happy that we're made that decision, and we'll just wait it out. And it's a great place to be. We have a great area where we can roam around. We've got lots of bush, animals, and we're relatively self-sufficient. We will have to obviously go to the supermarket, etc., but we just felt it was the right thing to do. But I do hope all of you out there are staying safe and not getting too scared. Always here. You want to send me a message, I'll FaceTime you, talk to you, anything like that, always here. So please reach out to people you know. We're all here for each other. So just really stay safe and get in some crafting time. There's some fantastic little things going around on Facebook at the moment that I think are quite good, about crafters and all the stuff they've got in their rooms to use it. They'll be quite happy, so I'm sure you all will be as well. And we will get to the end of it, so in a year's time or whatever, we'll look back and remember this time. And so tonight I really want to share with you something from the second release celebration, because we haven't got much longer now and it is finished, 31st of March. So I really wanted to share this with you. So let me flip you over and we will get started. So doing this. Yes, Michelle, he is safe. He actually gowns up, he has a visor, gloves, the works. So pretty safe. Yeah, I do worry though. But yeah, he takes all precautions. Right, flicking over. And going to pop you up on here. Okay. I'm just moving my little stand that I have. So let me get this straight so that you can see what we're doing. Excellent. So as I said, we're going to be using a couple of products actually out of the second release celebration. And I've written on here, this is my website obviously, the measurements, etc. for the card we're going to be making, just in case you wonder what this scribble is, but I will read out the measurements as well. So what we will be using today is, there were so many fantastic things to choose from. I just absolutely love this vellum. It is beautiful. And it comes in Pool Party, Purple Posy and Soft Sea Foam. Just soft and delicious colours, I thought. And we're also using the tags in Bloom. So as I say, 31st of March. One thing I will say though, I had a couple of my ladies that came to my class. They were a little bit confused, especially with getting the honeybee paper, etc. They thought that you had to purchase these products that are listed to be able to get this, for example. These are just suggestions on creating these cards. They're not what you have to buy to get this free product. It's any product in either catalogue, the mini catalogue or the annual catalogue, up to the value of New Zealand 220 or 180 Australian. So not these ones here, anything at all. So just a little bit of clarification on that, because I have had a couple of queries about that. So anyway, let's have a look at what we're doing. I just made this really soft, delicate card. I just loved the Pool Party and the Highland Heather together. And I just wanted this to be the focal point of the card. So really made that the centre without too much happening around the side. So really quick and easy, and a little bit of colouring in, which I love. So I have thick Whisper White, as I say, and that is 10.5 by 29 centimetres. And the Pool Party matte at the back here, that is 10 by 14 centimetres. And the Pool Party vellum that I've cut out is 9.5 by 13.5. Now, one thing I did do, I just wanted the dots to pop a little bit more. So I did get my vellum, and it is here. And this is the vellum. So I've just felt on the side where the dots are raised, which is this side here, and I've just got an emery board. I do have a few of those. And I've just gone over, sorry for the noise, obviously it's a little bit raspy there, but I've just gone over very lightly with this, and that just makes those, if you can see that part there, which I haven't done it in this part here, it just makes those dots really pop. You don't have to do it hard, it's just a light rub with just any old emery board, and that then makes those dots really stand out. And then, as you all know, I'm sure, you cannot, if you put glue on vellum, you'll be able to see it. So and actually, do you know what I've done? Very silly of me, but that's fine, we can get around that. I have actually on my card, and I thought I'd be really clever and do some things ahead of time, I actually wrapped the ribbon right round both of these, and I see that I've already, in preparation, glued my mat down. So that's okay, we'll just do it around the vellum tonight. And because I know in my card I'm going to put a sentiment there, I'm just going to pop the glue on there. And I'm not going to actually put that down. Look, goodness me, I don't know. Where am I at? Because I didn't keep this. Actually, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you something that I do sometimes when I have not done something right. I am going to tuck it under there, which is something that you can do. So I'll just get my scissors actually. Where did I put them? Yeah. And I'm just going to tuck it under the blue, because otherwise later on I can just put a little bit of blob of glue under there. So there's always ways to fix things if you know, it's not ever a complete disaster. You can always, there's always workarounds, let me just say, because I've always had to find them. Always when you're wanting to make something special, often I find too. But that's all right, it's always a learning curve. And I'll pop a little bit of glue down there. And there we go, easy. No problem. Okay, so I'll set that aside now, and we will get on to the sentiment. So I have just used the, as I say, the tags in bloom. We're just using this big stamp set here, and I'm just going to stamp that in Memento. Now this I did fussy cut out, so it does require, if you don't like fussy cutting, I do apologise, but it isn't hard. It's a quick, easy fussy. And I'm just going to use my foam pad because we've got photopolymer stamps here, and we will just stamp that, and we're going to use blends to colour that in. Now, one thing I did want to say, I'm not sure if you're aware, but with these stamps in here, I'll turn that up the other way so that you can see. I don't know if you've ever noticed what that little arrow, see that little arrow there? When you're stamping things that need to fit in exactly, Stampin' Up have put these arrows so that that arrow matches that arrow. So if you put it on your block knowing that that is the top, that top of that stamp there. Hopefully you can see that. Maybe I'll put it on there. That little arrow there means the top, and that arrow there means the top of this stamp. So when you pop it on your block, if you always have that to the top, you know when you stamp onto it, it's going to be aligned exactly right. So this stamp is to colour in that stamp there. So once you stamp that at the outline, you know that if you have that arrow top on your block, that's going to match perfectly. So I did do that, and I did fussy cut that as well, which I have already pre-done. So we are going to not colour these in actually. We are going to ink them in. I just love being able to do this, and Stampin' Up make it so easy. So this block has got the two, so that matches that absolutely perfectly. So I'm just inking up. Oh, there's a little bug. I've got the door open because it's still quite muggy here actually. So I do apologise, because when you're stamping something like this and you want to try and line it up, I don't know about you, but I tend to either stand up or lean right over the top so I can see directly down, which of course is not conducive to someone watching on the video, unfortunately. So that is Highland Heather, and I have used the Granny Apple Green for the leaves. So these come together. So with these ones, you don't really need to line them up, because the pattern of the two of the stamps actually tells you exactly where to put them. And I do apologise because I am not able to look directly over to get it exactly in the right place. And one more we have, let me see. There's a banging going on down there. Where is that one? Here it is. That's the great thing about photopolymer stamps. You can just see through them. Just makes things really, really simple for this sort of stamping, two-step stamping or three-step stamping. This is two-step with doing the outline and then colouring it in with the ink. And then the last bit in the middle I used, I'll just make sure I tell you right. I used saffron. Okay, so let's pop that one over there, and I am just getting the centerpiece for that, and I'm going to just stamp that in there. Like that. Now I looked at that and thought that is gorgeous. Did love it. But I do like to add a little bit of shading, dare I say. Because, I mean, as I say, that is beautiful in itself. But I just wanted to add just a little bit. Now this is just using the Stampin' Right, which is just ink in a pen. So it exactly is what you have on the ink pad basically, but it's in a pen form. And I've just added a little bit of shading. Not a lot, but I just wanted to add that little bit in there. And then a little bit with the yellow as well. Okay, and then I fussy cut that out. Now the other thing I did, I'll just turn that up the other way so that we don't waste it. I just wanted to say too about sometimes if you pop these stamps on your block, they do move sometimes and can go on there a little bit crooked. What I found for me, I just drop it onto a surface like that, my mat, and then I pop the block on top, and I know that that's then as I want it. And then I've just with this used the Highland Heather, and I'll get my foam. See that bug? Okay. And just press lightly, don't press too hard, otherwise it will get a bit wonky. Not to be confused with the wonky donkey. And you get a nice crisp image. And then with this suite also comes these punches. This is not, actually I haven't got the mini catalogue, but they are, what are they? I'll see if they've got the name of them with this. Sorry, I do apologise, I should have had this out. Coordinates with the Label Me Fancy punch and the Label Me Lovely punch, which is in the mini catalogue, page 41. So I love punches, so easy. And I have just lined that up. Now, with the punch, I like to just go down when I think it's right. I'll just press down halfway so it's in place. And if I am happy with it, I then continue and cut it out. And that is perfect. And then the words I decided to use were wishing you the best. So we'll just stamp those in the centre. There we go. Wishing you the best. Perfect. Now all I have done with that, I actually fussy cut my sentiment before, because I'm sure you all know how to fussy cut. One thing I will say as a tip when you are cutting card, you keep your scissors in one place and move your card. So don't move your scissors, you hold your scissors in one place and then you move your card around your cardstock, and that gives you a better, easier fussy cut. Now what I did also do is I just wanted the lines on this to be a bit more intense, so I just got my blend black, dark basic black stamping blend, and I just ran around the edges with that. But that's, you know, that's a pure taste, whether you want to do that or not. Okay, and then I just glued that on. As I say, it's not a difficult card. It's actually quite fun. Just glue that onto there. And then we'll just start putting this together. Just use some dimensionals. And one more. Usually I would have put dimensionals underneath the pool party mat as well. Rule of thumb, what I tend to do for me personally, if I've got ribbon attached to the back or putting something on top of ribbon, I like to use dimensionals so that everything sits neatly. Luckily this ribbon is quite fine, so it's not going to be an issue. And I'll just pop that there. Oops. Not straight. Luckily it's 2-second rule, as they say. We haven't had time to get too stuck. Gosh, can't see. There we go. And the little flower that I stamped and coloured and then cut out, I've also stamped and coloured that on the inside as well, and I would also do that on the envelope. So I have just glued this to the corner here. I thought that just nicely balanced that out on the bottom there. Okay, so the next thing is just tying a bow. Isn't this ribbon? I just love this ribbon. It's so soft. It's easy to tie a bow. You can actually colour this as well. The little dots you can colour up to whatever colour suits your project. I obviously wanted it white this time, but it is called Polka Dot Tulle Ribbon. So gone through a bit of that I have. Okay, so we'll just tie a bow. Don't know if I've said in any of my other videos, but when I first started making cards, and oh my gosh, had to tie a bow. Oh, that was the hardest part of the whole card making. Tying a bow. Oh my gosh, I could never get my bow to look pretty. It was terrible. But like with anything, just practice and you get there in the end. So I haven't got my, yes I have. These are my ribbon cutting scissors. Now, I did look at that and think, oh, she needed something, just a little bit of something else. So I used some of in the mini catalogue, this fabulous ribbon, which I've also used a lot of, the Whisper White ribbon, the Whisper White crinkled seam binding ribbon it's called, and fantastic for just using your alcohol, your blend. Now I wasn't quite sure, I did the softer colour in the first card. I thought I might just see what the darker Highland Heather looked this time, but just to show you how quickly and easy it is, I've just got the Stampin' Blend. I use the thick end, and just once again, when you always use your blend, don't go point down, just always use it on the side, and honestly it is so quick. Just run it down like that, it dries like just about instantly. So you just colour whatever you want for your project. So I have done a soft one again, and I have done a darker one. I might put the darker one on this time just to see. And I've just run that through as well. So double bow. that just added that lovely balance of colour. I can get it to come. Okay. Now I don't want this one too big. Just want a tiny bow. Probably put way too much on there, but that's all right. And bring that down. And of course, I always like to have my bit of bling. I just found these self-adhesive sequins actually in my little stash of embellishments, and I thought, wow, that's absolutely perfect for what I want. And these are absolutely a breeze to put on your project because they already have glue on the back. So you just have to find a spot. No messing around with glue, which is fabulous. Makes life very easy. And I've just actually put, I just really liked them actually, so I ended up putting, oops, hope they're still in focus there. Still moving around the paper. There. And there you have it, not hard. A pretty little card that could be wishing you the best for any kind of reason, wishing you the best for having to be self-isolated for 2 weeks, wishing you the best to whatever the reason is now, for your birthday, operation, anything you like. And I just thought it was a lovely, soft, beautiful card with the combination. So I do hope you've enjoyed. Please check out my website, stampingbees.co.nz. I will pop this up on YouTube as well. Please ask or comment, ask any questions if you've got any queries, any suggestions, any ideas, any thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear from you. And please, please do stay safe. Thinking of you all. Take care. Happy crafting. Karen.